Throughout history, scientists have pushed the boundaries of knowledge and understanding through a variety of groundbreaking, and sometimes downright bizarre, experiments. From testing the limits of human psychology to exploring the extremes of physics, here are 10 of the craziest experiments ever conducted. 1. The Stanford Prison Experiment. Conducted in 1971 by psychologist Philip Zimbardo, this notorious experiment involved college students assigned to be either guards or prisoners in a simulated prison environment. The study quickly spiraled out of control as participants began to exhibit abusive behavior, leading to severe psychological consequences. The experiment was terminated after only 6 days, despite being planned for 2 weeks, raising ethical questions about the treatment of subjects in psychological studies. 2. The Milgram Experiment. In the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram tested the limits of obedience by instructing participants to administer electric shocks to a learner, an actor, whenever they answered questions incorrectly. Despite hearing simulated screams of pain, many participants continued to administer shocks when prompted. The experiment revealed unsettling insights into human nature and authority, raising ethical concerns about the psychological impact on participants. 3. The Human-Frog Hybrid Experiment. In the early 2000s, scientists at the University of Utah attempted to create a hybrid between humans and frogs by injecting human stem cells into frog embryos. The goal was to study cell differentiation and regeneration. While the research aimed to understand developmental biology, it sparked ethical debates about the limits of scientific experimentation and the definition of humanity. 4. The Great Emu War. In 1932, Australia faced an unexpected problem: emus overrunning farmland in Western Australia. The government sent soldiers armed with machine guns to combat the flightless birds. However, the emus proved to be remarkably elusive, and the military effort was largely unsuccessful, leading to a humorous yet baffling chapter in Australian history. 5. The Lobster Claw Experiment. In the 1990s, scientists studied the effects of climate change by testing the behavior of lobsters. They placed lobsters in water at various temperatures and monitored their responses. One surprising outcome was that lobsters exposed to warmer waters exhibited more aggressive behavior, raising concerns about how climate change might impact marine ecosystems. 6. Project MKUltra. This covert CIA project in the 1950s and 1960s aimed to explore mind control and interrogation techniques through the use of drugs, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation. The experiments were often conducted without the knowledge or consent of participants, leading to severe ethical violations. The project's existence was revealed in the 1970s, prompting public outcry and increased scrutiny of government experimentation. 7. The Bizarre Psychology of Little Albert. In 1920, psychologist John B. Watson conducted a controversial experiment on a baby known as Little Albert. Watson and his colleague conditioned the infant to fear a white rat by pairing it with loud, frightening noises. This experiment demonstrated classical conditioning but raised ethical concerns about the psychological harm inflicted on a vulnerable subject. 8. The Spaghetti Tree Hoax. In 1957, the BBC aired a report about Swiss farmers harvesting spaghetti from trees, leading many viewers to believe that spaghetti grew on trees. This clever April Fool's Day prank demonstrated the power of media and public gullibility, highlighting the importance of critical thinking and skepticism in evaluating information. 9. The Electric Shock Therapy Experiments. In the 1950s and 1960s, researchers conducted experiments on mental health patients using electric shock therapy. While some studies aimed to assess the effectiveness of the treatment, others involved excessive and inhumane applications of shocks. These experiments contributed to the ongoing debate about the ethics of mental health treatments and the rights of patients. 10. The Laughter Experiment. In the 1970s, a group of researchers conducted an experiment to understand the effects of laughter on the body. They gathered participants in a room and encouraged them to laugh for extended periods. The results revealed various physical and psychological benefits of laughter, including stress relief and increased pain tolerance, ultimately contributing to the field of positive psychology. These experiments, ranging from the deeply unsettling to the downright absurd, have shaped our understanding of psychology, biology, and ethics in science. While many of these studies have provided valuable insights, they also serve as a reminder of the importance of conducting research responsibly and ethically, ensuring the welfare of participants remains a top priority.